Focus on our continent now. There are now over 100 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Africa in more than 10 countries. Ivory Coast today confirming its first case. SABC Digital News' senior multimedia producer Luvuyo Mdeni has been tracking the COVID-19 footprint on the continent. He joins me in studio. So Luvuyo, start with Egypt. First case confirmed in Egypt. We've seen the spread since then. Show us how.
Now, if we look at the cases in Egypt, what we have is that the first case was recorded on February the 14th. Now, if you look at the case with Egypt, this is a case that had come from Germany.
Yeah.
So the first case confirmed in Egypt was on February the 14th, 2020, and that person was then since put into isolation, and we did later get news that Egypt then recorded one death. If we look at Egypt, Egypt is the highest country in the continent that has recorded 59 cases. Now, if we move on to the second country that then confirmed the spread, in fact, confirmed their first case of the coronavirus, this was Algeria. If we look at the Algeria case, this was a case that had come from Italy. So Italy was the, I'll call it the provider, but the case in Algeria was someone who, a citizen who had come from Italy, and this was on the 26th of February. The next case that we are going to be looking at is one that was the first case in sub-Saharan Africa. Now, if we move along, the next case you will see is in Nigeria. This case was confirmed on the 28th of February. This, like I did mention, was the first case in sub-Saharan Africa.
Yes.
Now, the next case that, and that case was also emanating from Italy. Now, the next case that you'll see is we have Morocco. Morocco's case is also a case that came from Italy. So the Moroccan health authority did indicate was a man from the country but living in Italy.
Okay.
So the next case that we're going to be having, if we go slightly back, this just gives us an overview in terms of the corona cases that have been coming into the continent. Now you see Italy is one of the main countries that have, had cases that have been coming into the continent. The next case that we're going to be looking at is Cameroon. Now, Cameroon recorded its first case on the 6th of March, and this was a 58-year-old French national who tested positive. The next case that we're going to be looking at is Senegal. Senegal's case is Senegal. If we move to Senegal, there we have Senegal. Now, Senegal's first case was confirmed on the 2nd of March, and this is a man who had spent time in France.
Okay.
So we, as I showed at the beginning, a lot of the cases have come from France and Italy. The next case that we're going to be looking at is Tunisia. Now, Tunisia recorded its first case on the 2nd of March, and this was a Tunisian man who had tested positive. If we look at the link again, we see that the man had come from Italy. Now, if we look at the next case, and this is now in relation to South Africa. If we move the graphic now, the next case that will come before us is a case in South Africa. Now, South Africa confirmed its first case on the 5th of March, and this, like we know, is a 38-year-old man who is from Italy who tested positive. The two other cases that we do have is cases from Burkina Faso and Togo that we have not recorded here. But these are the cases, and this is the manner to which the coronavirus found its way onto the African continent.
So most of them imported basically from Italy or France onto the African continent.
The African continent.
All right, and I remember that first sub-Saharan case in Lagos in Nigeria, of course just days later in South Africa, and we've seen many more cases since then. Thank you very much, SABC Digital News senior multimedia producer Luvuyo Mdeni.